What's going on, everybody? It's the NBA Guru Show. I'm Zach. This is Nath, and we just finished Game 6. What a doozy that was. And as a result of this Game 6, we get the two best words in sports, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Game 7. I love those two words. It is the best two words in sports, no doubt about it. Indiana absolutely dominated today, and I just can't wait for Sunday, man. How are you feeling about tonight?
I thought tonight wasn't like a competitive game, but I thought it was a fun game. I was a little surprised. I think a lot of people were surprised that a lot of people thought OKC were going to be hoisting the trophy tonight. But hey, man, we're big up Indiana. I gotta apologize to Indiana. I thought this was going to be an uncompetitive series, and they're still standing, man. Game 7. Like your favorite cliche. Best two words in sports. I don't know about that, but yeah, it's gonna be a doozy. I mean, a lot of the time, game 7s they're tight, they're close. There's a lot of missed shots. You could see the jitters. You don't see a lot of blowouts in game 7 in the NBA Finals, at least. So I think all signs point towards a tense and tight affair on Sunday. But yeah, man, big up Indiana for tonight's game too. And Rick Carlisle, and I don't know, man. It just feels like OKC just had no answer tonight. They just came out sort of like they did in Game 3, and yeah, they got punished for it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Just like these two small market teams giving us just some really good basketball, day in and day out. And yeah, like you said, not the most competitive game. But I mean, if you actually look at the stats, like it's not even that crazy for OKC. Like they didn't even do that bad. They actually shot better. That was probably due to garbage time, obviously.
Yeah.
3 pointers, they were really bad at OKC. I know they kind of climbed it up near the end, but that was, I feel like, the difference, as well as turnovers. But even when you look at the turnovers for OKC 21, turnovers for Pacers 11, but the points conceded off turnovers, they got OKC has 19 and the Pacers have 13, so it's not that big of a difference. Um, so just throwing those out. But if you just look at the stats, but I think 3 pointers and defense by Indiana was the big reason they won today, and they live to see another day. I mean, everyone. The line was like minus 8.5 or something like that. Was it? What
Eight
was
and a
it?
half. Oh, I thought it
I
was
don't.
minus 6.
6.5. Yeah,
Five
yeah.
and
I
a
think
half.
you're right. I think it was minus 5.5. Actually, 5.5.
Yeah, around
Uh,
there.
and the calf
I feel
strain
like
was a
that's what
big
it's been like
question mark.
every game.
What's up?
I feel like that's what it's been every game. It's been
Now
like
that
five
OKC's
and a
been
half.
up, like there's been
They've
six
been
and a
favored
half.
like by 5.5 like every single game.
Yeah, there's been 5.5, and I think 5.5 and 8.5 are the ones I've been seeing, because they probably when it's on the road it's 5.5, and then when it's OKC at home it's like 8.5. And I already looked at this, but you want to guess what the line is for Game 7? The two best words in sports.
I mean, OKC 8.5.
Got
Oh,
it.
I
Got
did.
it. Yeah, I told
Yeah.
you that's what it is. Eight and a
Well, because
half
it's
at
always five and
home.
a half, but they add
Three
like two
points.
for the home court, 2 or 3
Yeah.
points for the home court. So that's just sort of what I did. So that's kind of because it's been 5.5 like every game,
Yeah.
every at least the games in Indiana.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
Exactly.
home games, yeah, it's been around like 8.5. So not a surprise to me. I would be surprised if it was a blowout in game 7, like a 20 more than 20
Yeah, that'd
points
be
anyway.
very
I would be
disappointing.
that would suck for you know us neutrals who aren't OKC fans. But yeah, I mean, like you said, the 3-point shooting before garbage time, it was actually going into the fourth quarter. OKC was 3 for 20 going into the fourth quarter. So yeah, I think
Yep.
I mean we said it'd be like in the preview show, like Indiana has to win the points off the turnover battle and the points off turnovers, and I mean 21-11 turnovers. Um, which was obviously big for Indiana. So that was huge. I think Indiana they just changed up their adjustments this game, and that's sort of like Rick Carlisle. We talked about last game where they weren't really trapping Shea, and they were just letting Shea and J Dub get downhill. So today, and they're picking up full court in game 5, and today I thought that adjustment was like really good by Carlisle.
Yeah, he knows when to do these little adjustments because it worked. They're doing the full court press in some of the games, and then the last game it didn't. So, but today he had to not use it as well. So it's crazy because sometimes the strategy will work, sometimes it won't. Like the full court press did work a lot in the earlier games. So
Yeah, well, the thing is, I
uh,
think OKC kind of adjusts, so it's
yeah,
like a
chess
chess
match.
battle. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So they go back and forth. So I thought I think recall saw that last game that J Dub and Shea were pretty much just getting downhill and getting anything they wanted,
yeah,
playmaking, shots, getting to the free throw line. So I think that he stopped with the full court press for most of this game, and he just made them play half court offense. So that was an adjustment from Rick Carlisle, and not just that. Like remember last game, like Nemhard had those turnovers in the fourth quarter. I think that was a lot of it was fatigue, which since he didn't have to pick up Shea today full court, he was able to preserve some of that fatigue. So I think that was a great adjustment from Rick Carlisle, and that's the reason that was the biggest reason was the defensive adjustment that they're able to stop OKC. But yeah, I think that Nemhard was absolutely sensational this game, preserving his energy, like not having to guard Shea full court. And then like on the screens, like we said last game, we don't understand why they were trapping him. I think this game they were not like trapping him. They're at least like not letting him get downhill. It was a higher
yeah,
pickup point on the screen. So for that reason, Shea wasn't really able to get it going. And then a lot of the times too, like you saw when like Shea or J Dub would get like low and post up, then they would send sort of like a blindsided blitz and trap them, and like that caused a lot of turnovers. I mean, Shea had 8 turnovers. I think that's the most
yeah.
in his that's the most for his career, right? I think
Hmm.
that was a career high for turnovers for Shea,
Hmm.
and he didn't even end up playing a lot of the fourth quarter. So, I mean, they absolutely had Shea in the chokehold. I thought that was insane. So, like game 3, I thought it was
Yeah.
just an insane defensive performance from Indiana.
Yeah, I like the way Indiana was also playing the fast break. They were trying to get the fast break a lot. Siakam, crazy dunk off of steal from Tyrese was one of the highlights of the game.
One of the
Um,
highlights of the finals, man.
yeah,
That's what people
that
say.
was an insane dunk. He had a good game, 16 and 13, 3 assists. Andrew Nemhard, like you said, absolute amazing game, 17, 3 of 5 from three, 4 assists, 3 steals, just an absolute overall
Nemhard, man.
impressive game.
Nemhard has got to be. He's like in that Jamal Murray. He's like creeping into that Jamal Murray like playoff risers category, like one of the best
Oh
playoff
yeah,
risers.
it's
That we're
crazy. Like,
witnessing in real time. I mean, it's crazy. A couple months ago, we were talking about him, like the Kings should be targeting him, but I mean, that's obviously not going to happen now. But yeah, he's been one of the just a cold blooded man in these playoffs.
yeah, and when you look at the Pacers, man, every time they play, you look at the stats for them, and they're just such a team winning type of the team. Each player is not going like there's not one player going for 40. There's not one player going for 35 and has like a whole points. They just play. Everyone has 10 to 15 points, and everyone's contributing, and it's just like a very team style of winning, which is kind of hard to see with all these
Yeah,
superstars and stuff. It's very different.
yeah.
So
I
it's
mean,
kind of
and like,
cool.
yeah. No, that's
Uh,
true. I mean, Nemhard too, like with Tyrese. Obviously, I mean, to me, it looked like Tyrese's calf was like perfectly fine. Like I don't know what
yeah,
it took, but it didn't even look like he was injured to me. I mean, he started off like I think 1 for 4 shooting. He missed a few threes, but the way he was moving, like
it was
it looked
fine.
like the calf. I don't know if it was just like I don't know if it was like a pump fake from Indiana
Yeah,
strategically with a couple days off, and like it kind of caught OKC by surprise. Like it was like a sort of like like a just like sort of trying to trap them or switch or trick them into like
yeah,
thinking, oh, Halliburton's gonna be, hobbled this game, so let's just take it. We could really attack him. But man, I thought he was moving like he was all series
fine. Yeah,
before
I
the
think
injury.
that's why I agree. I think maybe the last few minutes, I felt like I kind of saw him a little bit, like kind of linger on one foot, but other than that, and that's when they took him out and stuff. Like right before they took him out.
Yeah, they were
Um,
able to pull him early, 23 minutes. That's a
yeah,
huge stats for Halliburton in this game, and they were able to win. And he was injured, so I mean, that was I was shocked. But even
some of
like
their previous
like
rest.
even without Halliburton, like I mean, TJ McConnell, like Nemhard, they have like legit backup point guards. I mean, I think last year Nemhard without when Halliburton like was out game 3 for the East
Oh, yeah.
Finals. He had what? Yeah, so he
Really
had
good
a
games.
24-10 and 34-9. So I mean, or 32-9. So I mean, Nemhard is like more than capable of carrying the load. If and like we saw these past couple games, like so is TJ McConnell. I mean, TJ McConnell was once again like huge.
It's crazy, man. 12 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. Had more minutes than Tyrese Halliburton. Really just an overall stellar game. Probably the third guy in the running for probably fourth, maybe third or fourth if the Pacers win for like
Gotta be
Finals
fourth,
MVP.
man. I would say one is probably right now. It was probably Siakam in the lead,
Yeah, I
right?
think
I thought
Siakam. Yeah,
Siakam was
yeah,
absolutely brilliant today. Again, his
yes,
two-way game, just like locking J Dub on the other side, and I think he finished with, what, 16 and 13.
yeah,
So yeah, I thought Pascal Siakam was absolutely brilliant today. But then second would probably be, I think it would still be Tyrese, and then third it would
yeah,
be, I think, McConnell or Nemhard, and then McConnell. I
yeah.
mean,
I
maybe
agree with that order.
McConnell was pretty much like didn't do anything the first few games, so that's why.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but these past two games for sure have definitely upped his rep cred.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's hard for Tyrese to be that top spot just because he's had a couple of mid games. I mean, he had a game where he didn't make a shot, so we'll see how that goes. That's for the game 7, but yeah, overall great win. Pacers they tie it up. Chet still struggling, man, just still struggling,
His
absolutely still
offense is
struggling.
really bad. He's really
He
struggling.
just cannot figure out what to do out there. I don't know what's going on.
It's funny because his defense has been like legit, but
Yeah,
man,
it's
his
pretty good.
offense, like Miles Turner's kind of the same. Like Miles Turner's offense has been yikes, like a nightmare. Like
Yeah,
it's almost like he's like losing money. I know they said like he pretty much has an agreement, around like 30 million with Indiana, like he's gonna extend. So I
yeah,
think that's pretty much what's gonna happen. I think he'll re-up with Indiana for around 30 million. But man, if he was like a free agent hitting the market, he would not be helping his value. That's for sure.
oh yeah,
His offense has been atrocious, Miles Turner, but then again, he makes up with it on the defensive end. Like today versus Chet, he had a couple big blocks from three. But man, Chet, like you said, it's just J Dub and Shea. Like that's pretty much like the offense for Oklahoma City. And if
yeah.
like one of them isn't, or like neither of them are getting going, then they're not really getting anything, especially like away. I mean, at home, like we said,
And
obviously, like Aaron
yeah,
Wiggins, like the hot players, like the role players show up. But yeah,
if
there's
they're not, if the
nothing.
role players aren't making their threes, it's just not good. It's Chet's 0 for 3, Dort's 1 for 5, Caruso 0 for 1,
Caruso was
Wiggins 1 for
not good
4.
today after the last
Yeah,
great day.
he's
Like he's been good too, but today he was not good.
yeah. Caruso had an awful game today. But yeah, it's the role players just not stepping up at all, not doing
Yeah,
really
they're on
anything.
the road. They're just not like stepping up. Like even like the game that they like game 4, that was like all Shea in crunch time, like 15
Yeah,
points in the last 5 minutes. It wasn't really like obviously Caruso had a sensational like defensive performance, but on offense, and I don't know, it just feels like Dagnall doesn't really know who to rely on. Like sometimes you'll see Case and Wallace, sometimes it'll be Aaron Wiggins, Kenrich Williams in there. I feel like his rotations are a little. This is where like Carlisle's kind of had him beat, where Carlisle knows his guys, knows when they're gonna come in. He knows the rotation. So yeah, yeah, I don't know. I mean, OKC game 7. The difference with this game is it's do or die. Like they
yeah,
can't. I mean, they play better at home, but this game is gonna be. This is pretty much for like the finals, so the nerves are gonna be upped even more. So it's not just a
yeah.
regular home playoff game. But
No, for
today I thought
sure.
OKC like kind of looked shook, like the whole team. To be honest, I
There's
don't know about
every I
you.
don't know every time they're on the road, they just kind of look shook. I don't know. They just. I mean, what the first game, the game 3 when they played, they looked shook. Game
Yeah,
4,
even game
they
4,
were
they're down like a lot of the game,
yeah, yeah, they're down a lot. I think Shea just
and the
took over for that one.
officiating helped them
Nah,
maybe a little.
I don't know, maybe, but Shea did take over in that last part,
They
and
took over,
they
yeah.
kind of saved them. He saved them there, and then they looked fine in game 5, and then I don't know, like yeah, Rick Lar. I mean, we talked about last game. Rick Carlisle had like a bad
Strategy.
strategy and like bad rotations and stuff last game. So, but he picked it back up, and kind of did the tit
Yeah,
for tat and figured it out. Um, funny stat that I saw. I don't know for how many years, but in the last three teams that were down 3-2 and won Game 6, the three teams are 2016 Cavs, 2013 Heat, and 2010 Lakers. You know what the common denominator in all those three teams are?
Yeah, they all won Game 7.
Yeah, they all won Game 7. They all won the NBA championship, man.
Yep,
So we'll see if that
that's a crazy
streak
stat.
continues. Um, Also, a fun stat here. The longest final scoring drought of the past 20 years goes to officially the OKC Thunder, who couldn't score from the last minute and 46 seconds in the second quarter to the 6 minute and 57 mark in the third quarter, which is a nearly 7 minute mark.
I knew it
Uh,
was bad but man, I did not know it was the worst ever. But even like, I think maybe because Indiana was also like bricking. They're
yeah,
both like having they're both like bricking coming out of half. But man, yeah, you're right. OKC did not score until like you said 6:57 in the third, and
yeah,
they had 42 points. So they had 42 points until the middle of the third quarter. So
yeah.
yeah, I can't win scoring 42 points. That's not even like 2000s 90s NBA like offensive rating. Like that's a terrible pace.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And I think you mentioned already Jalen Williams with a -40. That's the lowest plus minus in a finals game in the play-by-play era. Pretty crazy
I don't
there.
think it was that bad. I think that's just kind of
Yeah,
unlucky.
it's just
And
like
that's why I
yeah,
wouldn't really look at don't
yeah,
look too deeply into plus minus because I actually think he was probably like their second best player. I mean, it's not saying a lot, but
yeah,
yeah, he was like he was not their worst player. Pretty much is like he was not that bad. Like historically, like worst plus minus. Like I think that's a little harsh. Sucks. I mean, sucks for him, but
No, yeah. Odds on OKC. Flores asking. Odds on OKC. I mean, they're up. They're favored by -8.5. So the odds are looking pretty good. I wonder what the win line is.
I got another
Um,
stat here. Bench players with 70 plus points, 30 plus rebounds, and 12 plus threes in the finals. Obi Toppin, and do you know who the other one is? You can probably guess it.
Robert Ory.
Yeah, you saw it, huh?
Yeah.
I knew it. Yeah, it's crazy. Obi Toppin, man. Obi Toppin was huge today. He had a lot of big threes. How many? What did he end up with? But I just feel like he just kept hitting big. He kept hitting his wide open threes. So Obi Toppin, 4-7 from three. Yeah, and it was that one time like OKC went zone. They went to
Yeah.
like a 1-3-1 zone, and he hit the three, and then they're like, yeah,
Mm.
let's scrap this. Yeah, if you're OKC, you should not play zone. You have way too many
Yeah.
humans on defense to be playing zone.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. Maybe like just a last ditch effort from Dagnall. But yeah, we'll see what Dagnall does in Game 7. Like we said, it's a chess game. It's always adjusting to the last game. That's what Rick Carlisle did, and that's why they absolutely blitzed them, and OKC looked shook and had absolutely no answers. And that's how they ended up. I mean, it ended up 108-91, but it was not a 17-point. It was not that close. This game was over in like the third.
You know what?
They're up 90-60. So
Yeah. Yeah, they're 31-point lead at some point.
yeah,
So they were OKC came in the finals as a 7-1 favorite, -700, and Indiana was a +500 underdog. So it's crazy that it's gone to this game for Game 7 with 5-1 odds to
yeah, this would be one of the biggest upsets in finals history, like we said. This is the
only
first Game 7
yeah,
since 2016, so I'm just glad
yeah,
that before the series we were talking about like uncompetitive series, and it's been a while since we've gone.
yeah, we were due.
We were due for one, and who knew it would be this series? Because I think we both didn't think it would be this series, and a lot of people had OKC in 5. So
Yeah, I had
but
OKC in 5.
it's a pleasant surprise that it's going Game 7. And yeah, it's gonna be a dandy.
Pacers win. Yeah, we mentioned. I think
Yeah.
Siakam right now.
For me
I
right now,
think
it's
I think
Siakam.
I think for Tyrese to win it, yeah, he still can win it. He still could win it. He just has to have a big game. He has to go like 25 and 11 or something. Like nothing too crazy. He doesn't have to go 40 and 10. But if you get 25 and 11 and you're the star of Game 7, I think he wins it. What do you think about that? If he has a really good game, and yeah,
Well, that depends on what the Siakam have.
let's say
Siakam just absolutely.
15 and 8.
Let's look up.
15.
Let's look up their averages right now. So right now, Halliburton is averaging 14 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds in the NBA Finals.
You said 14, 6, and 5?
Yeah. 14, 6.8. So I'll say 14, 7, and 5.
And can we get percents?
Huh? Yeah.
Can we get the
44% from the field, 31% from 3, and 100% from the line. Well, he just shot his first free throw. He shot how many free throws? He shot 8 free throws. First free throw came obviously in Game 4.
You said 31 from 3, and how much from the field?
44. 44.7 from the field.
44, 31, and he's doing 14.
44,
14, 7, and 5. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
that's Tyrese. That's not bad. That's better than I thought. I mean, that's with a game where he had no made shots. So
yeah, last game didn't he have 0 points? There was also one game where he had 0 points. That was last game, right? We had no points. All right, so Siakam is averaging 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists on 46% from the field, 34% from 3, and 83% from the line.
Yeah, Siakam for sure is winning right now. I just think.
I think Tyrese, like you said, what 22 and 10,
like 25 and 11, yeah.
Yeah, if Siakam has like 15 and 8, yeah, that would make it. That would make it a decision for sure. I feel like that will end up going to like a split vote.
Yeah,
like 4 or 5 because I think they have like 9 media members vote. So I think
I just think that the Game 7 is going to hold a little bit more weight. Like if you're going to play way better, like really good in that Game 7 and win them the championship, like if you know. It does come down to that Game 7. Whoever,
Yeah, I think Siakam's been good pretty much like every game.
Yeah,
Halliburton hasn't. So yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be tight. I don't remember how many votes like Jalen. Wasn't Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum like split last year?
Really, I don't know.
Let me see how many votes he got.
Yeah, actually, that's interesting. I actually thought Jalen Brown deserved it, and I was surprised they actually gave it to
Jalen Brown deserved it too.
Yeah. I was surprised they actually did give it to him because I thought it was going to be the Tatum show because of the
Eastern Conference. Okay, so Brown edged him out 7-4.
Oh wow. Okay. So there's 11 votes.
Media members, I think. Yeah.
Gotcha. Appreciate everyone. Appreciate everybody here. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff out here. Just talking Game 6 recap. Gonna talk some Lakers news here now. Switching over to.
You got to make a prediction for Game 7, man. I mean, you can't just Game 7, last game of the NBA season.
Okay.
Come on, man. This is it. You gotta predict. You're trying to run away from the lights, the bright lights of Game 7, man.
Man, OKC's been blowing it.
2 words right there.
OKC's been blowing it. I cannot believe they've gotten to a Game 7. They were the best team in the regular season by miles. They had over 65 wins, I think, and they had the best plus net rating. I'm going to stick with them to win it. I think they just gotten a little shook in this series. They didn't know Tyrese and Siakam were going to play like crazy in McConnell. I'm going to go with that OKC. Fandom is going to up the role players like we've been saying and just give them the edge. The $1,500 ticket to get in is going to be worth it for the fans. I think that it'll be OKC 100 to 91.
Oh, okay. I kind of like that prediction. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, these Game 7s can be tight. If we look at the history, 2016 was the last one. That was very low scoring in the 90s. A lot of misses. I think Draymond Green was the highest scorer in that game. He had like 32.
That's crazy, actually.
Same with 2013 Heat Spurs and 2010 Lakers Celtics. That was a also like kind of a brick fest. So these tend to be very low scoring. So I do like that low scoring prediction. And I think that, like you said, the role players have just been like, okay, see, what was the record? Like 18-2 after losses in these NBA playoffs.
That's true. They've been insane.
They've been really good after losses. Yeah. So I think that I think Daniel is not hasn't really been great at in-game adjustments when things aren't going his way, but I do think that games after losses, I think that he'll go back and look at the film. And like you said, like Aaron Wiggins, like even Caruso, like these guys have just been like playing great at home. Even Chet, J Dub, like they've been playing much better at home. So I'll go OKC 103 to 95, I guess.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a nice something we haven't seen in 9 years. So gotta love it, and just gonna enjoy it. And we'll be here on Sunday to recap it all. So stick out for that. But let's just talk a little Lakers. Let's talk some money. Let's talk some cash. Jeanie Buss says, "I'm selling this team. I think it's a good time to sell, peak wise, and let's just get some cash." And she sold it at $10 billion valuation, and I think that, yeah, I think the can you remind me the name? Is it Walter that bought the what's the full name of this guy?
Yeah, it's from the TMG group. I think it's Mark Walter. Let me double check. Mark Walter.
Mark
Yeah,
Walter
Mark Walter. Yep.
also owns the Dodgers, right?
Yeah, he's also a majority owner of the Dodgers.
Yes, and I think he had about 15 to 20% already
Yeah, he had
in the team,
18%, I think.
right? And then now he got it up to what 65 to 70. So he bought so he
Majority,
got,
yeah, sure.
which is crazy because he basically bought 50 to 60%. Let's say I think he bought like 50 more% of the team,
Right.
so
So
he
he bought
spent five
50%
five
more,
billion, yeah,
worth 5
5 billion,
billion.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
crazy.
it was a 10 billion of valuation. So,
And
yeah,
this is
man,
without the
that's
arena. No arena in this
yeah,
valuation.
the Lakers don't own crypto. I mean,
Right.
that's just them. Like Jeanie Buss is like, there's always a joke of like the Lakers are kind of like run like a mom and pop shop, like even though they're the Lakers, just because Jeanie Buss and her siblings were like they kind of ran it like so frugally.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is definitely like as a Lakers fan, this is definitely a welcomed purchase, just
Yes.
because. And the thing
Have
is,
some
like,
more money.
yeah, they did run it frugally, but they never like cheaped out when it came out to like luxury tax and stuff like that. They did usually pay their players, except
Yeah.
Alex Cruz. So I mean, I don't know why they let him walk for like for I think it was like 40. So I mean, they
Yeah.
have had some blunders, but yeah, I mean, this is definitely a shock. Honestly, it surprised me. I mean, not as much as the Luca trade, but honestly,
Yeah.
like
Didn't
definitely the
expect it.
second biggest surprise in a while for the
Yeah.
Lakers. So I did not know. I heard the Buss family was pretty split on selling. Why they sold it now, I'm not sure. It kind of did surprise me. I did think that they would own it for a while. Obviously, the Buss,
Yeah.
Jerry Buss, when he bought it and then passed it down, and it just always been like the Lakers have just always been correlated with the Buss family. So yeah, I was
Yeah.
surprised when they sold it. I don't know why. I mean, you're also seeing like a lot of sports teams are being sold. Celtics just got sold for 6 billion.
Hmm.
Mark Cuban and the Mavs just sold the Mavs recently.
Hmm.
So I feel like there's also a lot of these owners maybe trying to capitalize on just
The
these
gains.
crazy valuations for these sports teams. So yeah, I mean, as a Lakers fan, definitely welcome just because like look, it's not I know like people are saying like it's gonna be like the Dodgers, but it's not because the Dodgers are in the
Def-
MLB and the MLB have a
yeah.
salary cap. So the Lakers can't just operate like they can't just go out
Buy
and
everyone.
spend
Yeah.
money exactly without the repeat luxury tax penalties and the second apron, which hinders you a lot. So it's not really gonna
Cool.
affect them in that way. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that about the NBA. They try to. It's not about who has the most money. So I kind of like the NBA that tries to do that, and they've been trying hard to kind of not have that happen. So
Yeah, I mean
that's
that's
one
why
thing.
that's why we have Indiana and OKC. This is what they
Yeah.
wanted. This is why we have OKC and Indiana in the finals, two small
I don't,
market
I don't
teams.
know.
So
Yeah, I don't know if
I mean
it's what
that's
they
what the
wanted.
CBA was trying to do, like in
Yeah,
parity.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, they'd probably rather have like the Knicks and Lakers or something, but um,
Yeah, but they
it is.
also wanted like the small market teams to have a
Yeah,
shot. So Obviously, they would prefer like if the Knicks or
Yeah,
like even the Celtics had made it. But they the whole point of the CBA is to give these small market teams a
yeah,
shot at competing. So that's what they wanted, and yeah, that's what they're getting so far. It's definitely been a lot more parity in the past few years, ever since even the Bucks Suns finals. So it's just been a lot of different teams.
yeah.
So we got rid of that sort of Cavs Warriors 4 years in a row
Yeah, yeah.
model.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean it's pretty crazy, you're right. But Jerry Buss bought it at like 68 million in what 1979. And it turned from 68 million to
Yeah,
10
he didn't even
billion.
have the money. He had to like sell off. Like he was selling. It was just super complicated when he bought it.
Yeah, just
And the
pretty crazy
collateral he
numbers.
had to put up.
It's pretty crazy because this is without the arena. This is $4 billion more than the Boston Celtics that were sold recently, which is a very big NBA team. Which like it's just crazy that the like Lakers are worth almost double the Celtics. I mean, basically worth double because there's no arena in this one. And it just kind of makes you think like, what's the Cowboys worth and stuff like that. Like how much are they worth? Which I'm
Probably
guessing the
like
number's
20
close to
billion
20.
to be honest.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 20 billion now. So
And the
yeah, I think
Cowboys,
it is
like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Cowboys are probably the biggest franchise.
football
I don't
time.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe it's definitely
No,
a
I think
football
it is.
team, so it's probably the
Yeah,
Cowboys. Yeah.
and then I think like the Cowboys, yeah, for sure, 20 billion. And lost my train of thought here.
Yeah, the Cowboys definitely like 20 billion, and then I don't know. Did you remember?
20 billion. Yeah, so this is with the arena.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. The Cowboys also own their like. That's why I think technically like the Warriors would be worth more than the Lakers because they own the land and the arena.
mm,
So
mhm.
that's
Yeah,
like huge. So if you own
yeah,
the land and like that's a cash cow, like
yeah,
crypto's a cash cow, but actually the person that like owned like the leasing company, they used to own like I think 15% of the Lakers, but
mhm.
he sold it off I think like a few years ago. So he doesn't own part of the team anymore, but they re-upped their lease recently for 25 years. So it'll be interesting to see what the Lakers do. If they're gonna build their own arena or I don't know, but they just
Yeah,
re-upped their lease like recently. So if they
yeah.
can get out of that lease, I don't know.
And we got to mention that Jeannie is still going to be part of the team. Is she like I think the title is governor or
Governor.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
mean, yeah. They said the same thing with Cuban, like they
yeah,
wanted to kind of, and even though Celtics, the owner, same thing. They said that he's going to stay on. So I mean, we'll really see like if they really do stay on, because once you really like control the team, I mean, even Cuban, like he has like no say, even though they said he was going to
yeah.
stay on as like
That's true.
president, and then he ended
That's
up
true.
having like no say. Obviously, they ended up trading
Yeah.
Luca. But yeah, man, I think this is good for the Lakers because even though like look, it's not the Dodgers or like where there's no salary cap or even in soccer, like as a Chelsea fan, like Todd Bowley is also part of the Dodgers ownership, and it's Chelsea. When he bought our team, he went out and he paid like 150 million for like Caicedo or like 100 over 100 mil for Enzo. So you could go out and like you could buy, like there's no cap, like you could buy the best
Yeah.
players. And the Dodgers sort of did the same thing. They just sort of like threw money at the Shohei, and they traded for Mookie Betts, but so you can't do that in the NBA, obviously. But where this is gonna help is like, so like the Dodgers, they kind of what they did is like they went out and they took like one of the brightest young minds. I think his name is like Andrew Friedman from the Tampa Bay Rays, and they
Mhm.
bought the team, and then they made him their GM. So even like at Chelsea Football Club, we ended up buying like we sort of like cleaned house, and you just sort of end up buying like the best directors, or not buying, but like bringing them over. So like they brought in like Joe Shields, Paul,
Mhm.
Christopher Vavell. So like this is what Chelsea did. Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart. So they like brought like the best talent in to like help direct the football club. And even the medical team, like they're bringing like Bryce Kavanaugh from like the FA to like help lead their like medical team. So
Mhm.
this has been the problem with the Lakers. Um, is like sort of now that they have this influx of cash flow, they could use it on like upgrading like facilities, like scouting, analytics, medical
Hmm.
team. I mean, like
That's
this team
huge.
is like the problem with the Lakers is like there's legit like this team like applied for like a triple P loan like after like during like 2020 during COVID, like the Lakers like they applied for like federal relief through the SBA. I mean, obviously they got so much backlash they returned the money, but like this is how small the team is. Like
Yeah.
there's been like assistant coaches like can't stay at the same hotel as the players because they can't afford to. Like it's this
Holy
bad.
Christ.
Like
Yeah.
these are like facts with the Lakers. Like it's just like like I said, just sort of run like a mom and pop shop. And even their scouting department, like they get flack because they don't have anyone scouting like other pro like nightly basis. Obviously, you have scouts in like a pro scouting department that's scouting other NBA teams to bring in free agencies and stuff. They've like they get a lot of flack for like not having that. Like they don't have someone that's watching the NBA nightly and like scouting for them. Like this is why they're not really bringing in like free agents on cheap deals.
Yeah.
So this is where they can use the money. They can upgrade the scouting department, upgrade the facilities, upgrade the medical team. There's no salary cap for that stuff. So now you can just go out and throw money at the best people in these departments, and then just this is how you can get people on cheap deals. You won't let Alex Caruso go for
Yeah.
whatever. So yeah, I
Let
mean
Monk
besides
go
like
too.
yeah, who?
Monk.
Yeah, Monk. Exactly. Malik Monk. That's a good one. But yeah, it's been like for the scouting, it's just been like Jesse Buss. Like, I mean, he's been like the head of like scouting, and he's been doing good scouting like Austin Reeves and stuff. But that's like
Yeah.
the draft stuff. The draft stuff they've been pretty good. They've hit like Larry Nance, Josh Hart, Julius Randle. They've
Yeah.
been like pretty good. The thing where they haven't really been good at is like bringing players in from like free agents and they don't have like someone watching games. They don't have a scout at every game. They don't have like a professional scout. So now, hey, now with all this money, this is what you do. You go upgrade the analytics department, upgrade the facilities. Assistant coaches can stay in the same hotel as the
Yeah.
players. You don't have to apply for triple P loans. So I mean, it's just been even though it's the Lakers, but it's just been run like a mom and pop shop. So you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, no, that's some good points. That it's definitely a huge advantage for the team, for the fans, and Jeanie Buss, man. I mean, I think it is a peak time. Like you said, all these guys are selling. It's the peak time. That new TV deal is going to be big. It's coming. Maybe they're just thinking it's like the peak time, and LeBron and Curry on their way out soon. So maybe they're like, hey, I think there's some questions on this NBA, who's going to be the future stars, who's going to be like the face of the NBA. So I guess that's kind of stuff to figure out for the future. And they said, let's just sell it right now. Let's just sell it peak time. There's just some thoughts of why
They
some of these
do. They
teams don't.
still have like 15% ownership at least, so it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a full sale like the other members did, or like the
yeah,
other teams like Celtics and Mavs and whatnot.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean the Buss family, yeah, they'll always be coincided with the
I'll be around.
Lakers.
Yeah,
Yeah, so but yeah, 10 billion is a lot to turn down, man. I mean, I did hear like between the Buss family, like it was pretty split. So
yeah.
they have 6 members of the Buss family that essentially voted on it. So I think it was like a 4-2. Majority did end up
Oh wow.
leaning towards the sale, but there was a couple disagreements. So I'm sure more details will come out on that later.
Yeah, it's like Succession.
Yeah,
Uh,
pretty much.
but yeah, that's pretty crazy. There was another Lakers news with something associated with the Kings here. We'll just talk real briefly on some King stuff. Transition from Lakers and some guy that was on the Lakers little podcast here. Forgot the name of it, but he was with Jake Larivia was with Keith Smith on a podcast
I think it's
talking
the
about
Lakers Nation guy. I don't know
Lakers
the
Nation.
podcast, but he's part of Lakers Nation.
Yeah, and he was on. He was in a car. He was doing an interview with them, and he was sitting right next to the guy driving the car. He was in the passenger seat. His name was Austin Reeves. Doing the interview right next to Austin Reeves, and he's just talking, and he's just like. Then the interviewer, who their Lakers fans were like, "Yeah, you should just play with the Lakers, man." And Austin Reeves got on the interview. He's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to make it happen." So
Whoa, they didn't say that, man. Did Austin Reeves say that?
I
Did he
mean,
say that?
I
I
think he
might
was
have
kind
missed
of
it.
yeah. I think there was
That
a
was a
part
little
where
wink, wink.
I think there's a part where he's just like, yeah, I'm trying to I don't think he said those words
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah,
but
yeah. You
it's
know what's
like
funny? Because I think like I don't even know Austin Reeves is gonna be on the Lakers in a couple of months. So it's like, yeah, he's like, I don't know about it. It's funny because I think both of them, hey, maybe Austin Reeves to the Kings, but no, I mean,
yeah,
I think both of them, yeah, I mean, I would love to have Jake LaRavia for like the cheap deal he'd be on.
yeah.
But yeah, it's funny because Austin Reeves is probably, if I had to guess, it would be that he's not on the Lakers come the start of the season. So
Whoa!
I think they're
Wow.
gonna trade him. Yeah, I think they'll trade him. So I think that Austin Reeves will definitely be on the
Why do you
trade
think the
block
Lakers are going to trade Austin Reeves?
because it just doesn't work. Reeves, Luca, and LeBron just doesn't work. They're too like
But LeBron's
they're
going to leave in like a year or two. Why don't they think long term for
even
Reeves?
Austin Reeves and Luca, in my opinion, is not a good like pairing. If
Oh,
you could flip Austin Reeves for picks and wings, and Austin Reeves is also going to have to he's on a good deal right now, but he can opt out after next year, so he's going to get paid. But I just think the pairing just doesn't fit like Luca and Austin Reeves. They have sort of very similar games, and their defense both obviously is not that great.
yeah.
So I think if they could flip them for a good like 3-and-D wing, like a Trey Murphy or something, then they'll do it. But yeah, if I had to guess, he would not be on the team. I think he would
That's huge. That's a big time
going to
statement.
get traded.
That's a big
Yeah,
statement.
yeah. I mean, there's no other. The Lakers need to make a move. They can't run it back. And he's really like the biggest
Do you
trade
think his
asset we
game is?
have.
Do you think his game is very different than Kyrie's?
Austin Reeves.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
kind of similar a little bit.
it's similar, but like Kyrie's like another level. Like
Yeah.
Austin Reeves is like maybe like I mean like way. He's just like I guess it's like a store brand, like really like watered down version of Kyrie. If you
Yeah,
wanna like
yeah,
he could get. I see the comparisons.
yeah.
But Kyrie is just a totally different level scorer and
Yeah,
just
he's
ball
definitely
handler. Like it's hard
um,
to compare.
and,
But
yeah.
yeah, I think there hasn't been any news on the Laravia and the Kings front, has there?
No,
Anything
no,
new?
Davis just keeps saying he likes playing for Doug Christie, nothing too crazy. Really not a lot of the
I don't
same
know what
trade.
the connection is between Laravia and Reeves. I don't know if they just like they never played on the same team. I don't know college.
Yeah, I
Maybe
got
I
no
don't know.
idea.
I don't see that. I don't. Yeah, it's kind of random. It took me by surprise.
Yeah, I didn't see that pairing, in a vehicle doing an interview, at any point, but,
Yeah,
um, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Not a lot of Kings rumors here, to really talk about. Just the same ones. Sabonis to the Pelicans. Demar Derozan has been always coming up to the Heat. If the Durant thing doesn't follow through to the Miami Heat, and they're thinking,
less than a week, man. Less than a week till
yeah.
the draft. Something's gonna happen. Maybe we
So
should. Maybe the teams are just waiting for after Game 7.
yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, Indiana's not even waiting for Game 7 to make moves. They
Yeah, they
made a
had a
trade as
deal.
well. So I don't know. We'll see.
Wasn't that deal just to like clear cap for Miles Turner? I think
Yeah, probably something like that. It was like some draft
it's like
stuff
a
and
cap.
some
Yeah, it
cash.
was like a cap
Yeah.
move. I think.
But yeah, Kevin Durant, if he doesn't go to Miami, I think DeMar DeRozan will. And for that would be something like a Duncan Robinson or a Terry Rozier. And attached to that would be like a Jaime Jaquez and the 20th pick. I think that is a lot to give up for DeMar DeRozan if it's Jaime 20th pick and like a bad contract like Terry Rozier or something. But maybe the Kings could add something. I mean, I don't know. Devin Carter would be a lot. I think. I don't know if I'd love that. But maybe they can add like an Isaac Jones or something like that, or rights to one of those guys, Crawford, Mason Jones. I don't know, but
Terry
or maybe
Rozier.
a future second or something. Maybe the Kings will give up a future second with that so we can get the Jaime and the 20th pick. I don't know.
So
Um,
Jaime Jaquez, Terry Rozier, and the 20th pick for DeRozan. Well, Terry
yeah,
Rozier's contract's expiring.
yeah. I think Duncan's is
So is
also right.
Duncan Robinson, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And they're both
So,
31. Um,
and there's one more bad
I don't
contract.
know why the Miami Heat would do that.
There is. Let me take a look here.
That's a lot for DeRozan. I don't
Yeah.
really. I mean, Jaime Jaquez is whatever. Like to me, he's not. He's
Yeah,
nothing
he's
like
nothing
great,
crazy.
crazy. I
Yeah.
guess it would be a flyer on a young guy.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. He
And he's
could develop
already
into
24.
something better, but the 20th pick can be you could draft someone like the Kings, like if they could draft like Walter Clayton and pick 20, like that would be a
Yeah.
great get if they can get a point guard like
Yeah.
that at 20. That would be like awesome. That would be great for the Kings if they can get the 20th pick.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if I'm the Heat, yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would maybe if anything, take out Jaime Jaquez and just Duncan Robinson in the 20th pick or Terry Rozier in the
That's fair.
20th pick.
Yeah,
That
that's
would
fair.
probably
That's
be more
fair.
fair if they're trying
Um,
to compete.
yeah, I agree with that. I think that maybe is more the style of the trade that could happen. I think if it was for the added the Jaime, maybe it would have to be a Carter or something to be added. But
You have
I
to
would
match his
personally,
salaries.
yeah, I personally want to keep Carter. I wouldn't want to give up to him because he's a sell low right now. You don't want to do that.
That's true. You
Uh,
would be selling very low on Devin Carter.
it's tough with Devin Carter because the risk is if he's just not that good again for the second year, he's going to be worth absolutely nothing. So it's high risk, high reward type
That's
stuff here.
true. That's why you need to make sure he gets minutes next year.
Yeah,
Devin
uh,
Carter and Davion Mitchell in Miami.
yeah. I mean, it'd be crazy if the Kings get rid of Tyrese, Fox, Davion, and Devin Carter,
Yeah,
and Devin
yeah.
Carter
Reese in
still
the
sign
finals. Darren Fox
off.
in San Antonio, and Devin and Davion in Miami, and the Kings just have Keon Ellis. They still haven't extended. I don't know, right? They're still waiting on that extension.
On
That
who?
will happen this summer. Keon Ellis's extension.
Yeah. Keon and Keegan are eligible, I
Are
believe.
they? Yeah,
So
yeah. Extension eligible.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll see. I think like with the draft coming around, I think we'll start to see like a lot of moves.
yeah,
Um, so it's gonna be a crazy off season, especially now like teams, especially like we've been talking about the East with teams with the East being wide open, and even the West now. OKC's has shown a little some vulnerability here in
hmm
these finals, and even like Denver taking them game 7. I expect Denver to really be hunters in the market, and they're a team that can be scary with a few additions. So
yeah.
that's definitely a team to watch
Second,
out for in the
this is the
offseason.
second game 7 for OKC in this playoffs, right? In
Yeah,
Indiana, this will
yeah,
be the first, right? I don't
yeah,
think.
that's right. This is the
Yeah,
first game 7 for Indiana. And OKC played Denver in that game 7.
yeah, yeah. Pretty crazy. Love it. I feel like NBA is in a really good position. We got two good small market teams. We got a game 7, the two best words in sports. I gotta say it. I'll say it 100 times. It's my favorite phrase. Uh, it is amazing what we're watching, and it's going to be a splendid summer. I think there will be a lot of dynamite in this summer. A lot of
And the
maneuvers, a
draft
lot
in
of
6 days,
transactions.
man.
Drafts coming
So
up in 6 days. And you know what? Speaking of the draft, we're going to have a draft expert on this show. We'll be having it live next week. Look out for it for either a Tuesday or Wednesday. We're going to be talking draft. We're going to be talking all the good players, lottery, going through all the players who the Kings could pick at the second round. It's going to be a great show. It's a draft expert, Ravneet Singh, has his own YouTube. Look out for that. He's going to be on the show. And on
yeah.
that note,
And
we love.
also free agency June 30th or July 6th officially. So it's gonna be a lot of. I mean, it's June 19th right now, so these next few weeks, man, buckle
Yeah,
up. Like after Game 7, it's
yeah,
gonna be and then Summer League. Obviously, there's gonna be a lot of talent in Summer League between like we'll have Rob Need on between all the draft picks
mhm,
coming in. A lot of the
yeah,
second year guys, man.
yeah.
Devin Carter will be playing in Summer League, I'm assuming, right?
He
So
should be.
he should be anyway. So there's a lot of interesting battles. That'll be young guys, a lot of talent in Summer League. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, it'll be it's gonna be a roller coaster, man.
yeah. I'm excited. This is great, man. Thanks for everyone for joining. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and we'll
Yeah,
see
shout
you
out
guys
President
on.
Flores,
Yeah,
everyone in the chat, appreciate it.
we'll,
And well, yeah,
we'll see everyone Sunday after the best game in sports, best two words in sports. We'll see you guys after on Sunday night, man.